I've been getting heaps of questions lately about mentors, so I thought it was a really good time for me to actually sit down and film a video all about how to choose the right mentors. However, there really are two different types of mentors, right? There are the mentors which are the ones that know you exist. They're your coaches, your business besties, people in your life that can physically give you advice, personalized advice on your journey. But then there are the other types of mentors, the people that you learn from, the people that you read books from, the people that you reverse engineer their strategies and implement their ideas into your own business. In this video, I want to talk about the latter because what I really want to talk about is one of the mentors that I absolutely adore, and that is Sophia Amoruso. I, like many people, got really inspired at the beginning of my business journey after reading the book Girl Boss, and since then I have just absolutely loved watching Sophia's journey because she has just risen from the ashes like a phoenix, if you will, because she did go through a bankruptcy in her business and has built an incredible community-focused organization since then. So what I want to do in today's video is talk a little bit about mentors as well as share some of the biggest takeaways that I have learned from Sophia Amoruso. But do stay tuned, make sure you subscribe because I actually have a video coming next week that is all about how to pick the right coach. By the way, I'd just like to make a note of the fact that I'm going to be filming this throughout my actual business day because it's the only day I have to film it and today's extremely busy. So I'm going to be filming little scenes literally as I'm just working and doing things today. So it's also a little behind the scenes. I just got home from gym. I'm not yet I've just been doing admin this morning. But my first thing that I've learned from Sophia Amoruso, and this is so important, and I wanted to start with this one because if you don't get anything else from this video, this is going to be key. One thing that I noticed with Sophia, and I've heard her speak about over and over again, is the fact that you have to back yourself even when no one backs you. I know we are always talking about self-belief and why it's truly important to believe in yourself. But here's the thing, we don't often dig deep into why that is so important. Quite often, if you don't have a solidified sense of self-belief, you will not take action according to what is required for you to have success in business. I've been reading a lot of books lately, and one thing that I think is a trend amongst the stories from these successful entrepreneurs is their resilience, their tenacity. And the thing that I see, the gap that I see with a lot of people who are starting businesses is they just don't have that same level of I'm going to do whatever it takes. Literally whatever it takes to get to where I want to go. Most people starting businesses these days, this might be you and it's fine because it definitely has been me at stages, expect that the results are just going to come. You can put in like 80% effort, 60% effort, just post on Instagram, put up a website, do a couple of lives, and that success is just going to bowl towards you. When, as a matter of fact, these people like Sophia and other mentors, they are just going out there and literally taking any opportunity that they can, putting themselves in situations that are awkward, that are scary, that are high risk to get to where they want to go. And when things don't work out the way that they want them to, they just keep going back for more. And that truly does come from a sense of backing yourself. And especially maybe you don't have people in your life right now that back you. That's okay. In the beginning, the number one person who needs to back you, the number one person who needs to believe in you is you. Because when you truly believe that success is possible for you, when you truly believe that it's available to you and that you can have all these dreams that you have, you will do what it takes. So if you don't have a solidified sense of self-belief right now, I would 100% work on that. And the way that you can do it is, like I said, read biographies from amazing people, whether it is Sophia or whether it is other people. A book I've been reading lately is Do Cool Shit by Mickey Agarwal. Amazing book, but the stuff that she did to start all of these amazing businesses is just unheard of for most people these days. Another recommendation that I have is the book The Third Door by Alex Banayan. Another great example of people like Steven Spielberg, Lady Gaga. They really pushed to get to where they are. And if you want the same level of success or even some level of success, you may need to back yourself a little bit more and push a little bit harder. So kind of following along from the last tip, the second thing that I have really learned from Sophia Amoruso, and this is particularly from Girl Boss, the book, as well as the series, which I guess was basically on the book, but it's that you have to take risks. Another thing that I see so many people avoiding is doing big, scary actions without the certainty of payoff. You know, going live on Instagram or going live on Facebook or launching a course or, you know, putting out a consulting package, all of these things are great, but if you want to like really accelerate your journey, you have to put yourself in a position where there is the possibility of quote unquote failure. Although it's never really failure, is it? Because of course you will learn a lesson and at least get something out of it. But here's the thing, you have to learn how to take risks, whether that's the risk of putting yourself out there and getting burned or rejected, whether that's the risk of launching something massive and it not working out, whether that is the risk of you trying to run an event or write a book and it just not selling. That's the thing what most businesses are missing online, doing these big, audacious, scary, bold moves and with no certainty of them paying off. If you are really honest with yourself right now, I would ask you to ask yourself the question, are you playing it safe? Are you doing the bare minimum? Are you doing the things that you know have some guarantee of result or it working? Because that's not what being a game changer is all about for sure. You know, what I think is missing from this entrepreneurial journey for so many people with online service-based businesses is innovation, is creativity, is doing things that are against the grain. You know, launch a YouTube series that is a little bit quirky, it's a little bit different, and if it doesn't work, that's fine. Launch a course that you haven't seen anyone else do before, and if it doesn't work out, that's fine. Write a book that's controversial and talking about a topic that other people aren't talking about. I know we all have ideas in there, it's just that we're so scared of being rejected or it not working out, and so we are so used to playing it safe. If you want to be like Sophia, if you want to be like these amazing entrepreneurs, you have to take risks. You have to be creative, you have to be innovative, you have to do big things. That will get you known. That will put you on the map. So another thing that I would say that is so important to do, and this is something that I've learned from a lot of people, but particularly from Sophia Amoruso, is that you've got to find a way to make yourself stand out. I watch a lot of interviews online, particularly from people that I love, my mentors, and I find that Sophia always comes back to her success came from her pursuit of standing out. Specifically back in those old eBay days when a lot of the times the images that were being used just weren't fashion forward and stand out and, you know, weren't using proper models to highlight the clothes that they were selling. So she went the extra mile to really put on professional photo shoots to make her eBay store stand out. And she continued to do that when she started Nasty Girl. A lot of the times there was, as she says, you know, models with their heads cut off with very, you know, I guess I don't want to say normal bodies, but you know, the standard modeling style bodies, and she really wanted to go forward and be representative and to showcase all different types of bodies in her clothes. And so one thing that I think is really important if you're struggling with social media or if you're struggling to get clients, maybe it's just because you're not going the extra mile to stand out. Now there's a few ways that you can do this. Obviously you can be extremely unique in your branding and your messaging. You can be extremely unique in your personal style. A lot of people do that. But another way that you can simply do this is just by going that extra mile, putting in that little bit of extra effort. You know, so many people are afraid to share too much information, or they're afraid to put in too much work because what if it doesn't work out? But the people who I see to be thriving are really the ones that go that extra mile for their audience. When you go that extra mile, it's not crowded. You know, that's a classic quote. It's not crowded when you go the extra mile. There aren't as many competitors when you stand out from everyone else by going that little bit further. So if you want to take Sophia's advice on this, what I would really do is just identify any areas of your business that you can put in that little bit of extra effort that will stand out from the rest of the crowd. Oh, actually, one thing I would like to say on that as well before we get to work is that if you are struggling to stand out, if you're really struggling out to be seen as a leader by your audience, I've got this really cool free masterclass, so you can check that out. It's totally free. It's in the link in the description below, but it really is a masterclass about exactly like I said, going that extra mile, standing out, and being seen as a leader by your audience. I have one one of those days today where I just have so much on. I'm in the middle of a launch, so I'm really selling one of my group coaching programs. By the time you see this video, if you haven't watched it the day it goes live, then it's actually closed for enrollment, but you definitely can join the waitlist for next time. But actually, it got me thinking about something else that I really did learn from Sophia Amoruso, and that is to sell effectively, whether you have a product, whether you have a service, doesn't matter. But to sell effectively, what you really need to do is create a feeling. I talk about this a lot in some of my programs where we go deep into branding, but it's so important for you to create this recognizable, resonating experience and feeling with your audience. If you don't create a space online where people can immediately feel like, hey, I need empowerment, I'm gonna go to here, or I need motivation, I'm gonna go to here, or I need a place to be vulnerable and share how I'm feeling, I'm gonna go here. It's gonna be really hard for people to not only trust you, but to remember you. Creating an experience and creating a feeling is one of the best ways for you to increase brand longevity, because that consistency is what is going to keep people coming back, but as well, it's going to keep people purchasing. And what I actually mean by this, to break it down, is simply just making sure that you are consistently showing up in a way that makes someone feel X, whatever you want that to be. Now, for me, it's motivated, it's inspired, it's empowered. I want people to feel like they can actually get stuff done. I want them to feel like, you know what, screw my excuses, I'm just gonna go make this thing happen. And so what I do with the way I show up on my social media, the way my website is written, the way my courses are promoted, I really try to instill that sense of get shit done attitude. And Sophia had spoken about how she really does try to create this experience of, you know, a woman stepping into her badass, nasty gal version of herself. You know, when she puts on that biker jacket, she feels like she can take on the world. She feels like she's included. She feels like she is strong and powerful. And I really resonated with that, because when I, not that I was a regular shopper at Nasty Gal, but when I was, you know, consuming their content on social media, I really did get that feeling. So choose what the experience is that you want your customer to have, and make sure it's consistent across your entire business. So my growth manager, social media ninja, assistant, like literally business angel, Brooke, you may have seen her in some of the videos before, is just such a legend. She just sent through our monthly marketing report, which is something we do every single month. It's just amazing, the effort she puts into this thing. Oh, I love her so much. And that kind of actually brings me to the last thing that I wanted to say that I really learned, especially recently, from Sophia Amoruso, and that is you have to choose the right people. You know, Sophia is on this new growth journey to build a social network, Girl Boss, which is, I guess, like LinkedIn for women. And she said that the thing that's really driving this project, the thing that's really going to create success for this project, is having the right people around her. I speak about people, relationships, and networking a lot here on this channel, but whether it be a team, or if you are just at the start of your journey, people that you can network with, business besties, you really need to make sure that you are utilizing other people. You don't have to go this alone. You know, the thing that Sophia said in an interview that I listened to recently, I believe it was on the Almost 30 podcast, she mentioned that the thing that really was the demise of her first business, or one of them anyway, was that she had so much control over her personal brand, and that was the focus, and that really she had a lot of, I guess, ego involved. When she's taken a step back now and surrounded herself with incredible people, that has really helped her to grow in a completely different way. And so I just think it's really important as an entrepreneur, you need to have people. You need to surround yourself with the right people. Anyway, back to Brooke, because she's amazing. She's my right person. I was thinking, would you guys like to come along with us for our Q4 marketing meeting? So Brooke actually and I get together every single quarter and set goals and analyze the business. I would really maybe love for you guys to sit down with us and actually go through and come to that meeting. Let me know. Also, let me know how you liked this video where I went through and shared all of the things that I've learned from Sophia Amoruso. I'd love to hear from you. What's the main thing that you have learned from one of your mentors? And who's the mentor? I'd love to check them out as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.